Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an update for you for my Panda palette. And I'm happy enough with the progress that I made over the last month, so let's take a look at that. Starting off with the palette that I've been working on for the last almost 2 years, since the start of 2021. This is the Bourjois Smoky Eyes Trio in Nude and Ingenu. And in here I was working on two, so let's take a quick look at what the product looked like last month. And my main goal was just to try and use both of these a lot more, and I'm really hoping to finish off that dark brown before the end of the year. So this is where we are right now. And I guess progress wise, the progress doesn't look very different. Like, of course, the medium brown I haven't hit pan yet, so it's getting flatter, but it's really hard to see like from this specific angle. I have definitely focused in on the brown, dark brown as well. So let's talk numbers. The medium brown I have actually used, how many times? 14 times over the last month, which brings me to a total of 32 uses. So that's almost half the uses that I've had on that one over the whole year. Partly because I had like shades in my other palette that I've been using as a transition shade, and this is something that I've thrown in as a transition shade as well. So like you cannot put three different, oh, I guess you can if you want to go for like a rainbowy effect, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. I've been flattening this out now. 14 more uses definitely made the product a lot more flat. And my hope is still to at least have some pan showing on it by the end of the year. It's getting a bit like more of a dip towards the top side when I hold up the palette straight. So I do have hope that I will be able to at least start to show some pan on that side of the shades, the eyeshadow. Then for the darker brown shade, when I looked at this, I was like, it doesn't look any different from last month, but I put it next to a picture from last month. And as much as I was focusing on like this side right here to try and like finish stuff off here and move it up, I feel like I've also kind of been making the side here smaller. So I think I've made some okay progress. I've used it 17 times over the last month, bringing me to a total of 87 uses this year so far. I think I'm gonna have to work on it pretty hard still to actually be able to finish it off completely though, but we're gonna keep trying, try not to let too many other things interfere with it and see how far we can get, hopefully, to finishing it off completely. But yeah, that's that one. And then the palette that I've been working on since the start of this year, my Amuse Palette. Let's take a quick look at what that one would look like last time. And for that one, my main goal was to try and finish off the yellow shade, but I also wanted to try and see if I could finish off or clear out the corners of the green shade. And I think I was hoping for a side pan on the red shade as well, like the lighter red pinkish shade. Now, this is where we are today. And as you can see, the yellow shade is gone, so I'm very happy about that. But let's go through these like from left to right. The white shade was already done for a long time. The gray shade I have not touched once again over the last month. That dark brown shade has my full focus, so anytime I would be using this one, probably I wouldn't be using the dark brown, which is not my focus right now. I might be able to use it a few times towards the end of the year if I can finish the dark brown off. Let's see. Then we had the peachy shade right here that's been gone for a good few months as well. The green shade I have used 6 times, and through those 6 times I've been able to clear out both of the corners and move it slightly more towards the side as well. There still is potential for that one to be done by the end of the year, but I would have to focus in on it a fair bit, so let's see. The red shade I have actually used 10 times over the last month because I've realized that it's just a really nice shade together with the yellow. I'm wearing it for the last time in that combination today because I finished off that yellow shade today. And it just makes a really nice bronzy shade if I put on the red first and then layer the yellow on top of it. It's a shame I can't do that anymore because I've loved it, especially for this time of the year. I'm gonna have to figure out other ways to use that one. Maybe like find a similar shade somewhere else that I can top on it, but that means I won't be using any other shades. Something that I definitely still want to do is combine the red and the blue and see if I can get a nice purpley shade. I know at least 1 or 2 of you guys have suggested that before, and I haven't properly gotten to it yet because I really wanted to get that yellow out first. So that definitely is on my list to try out in the upcoming months when I'm playing around with the colors that I have left still in the palette. Then the yellow shade I did finish off, as I mentioned. I used it another 14 times to get there. Total of 117 uses to finish it off completely. I don't think there was pan on that one yet, but I'm not fully sure when I started the project. Although looking at my paper now, I did not mark how many uses I had to hit pan, so there must have been pan on it already. So yeah, there was a little bit of pan on it when I started using this, and then it was under another 117 uses, which means that if I want to finish off that green, I'm gonna have to use it about 60 more times because I'm using it in a similar capacity as the yellow. That would mean a lot of uses over the next 2 months. So let's see if I can get there. For the green, actually, I've used it 48 times in total. I don't think I mentioned that yet. The red, I've used 21 times in total, 10 over the last month, which means also about half the uses in the last month. And I was trying to hit side pan, but I feel like there's just a tiniest bit of hard pan, like right at the bottom. So I'm almost there, and I've been almost there for the last like 2-3 times that I've used it, but I just haven't been able to actually clear out that last little bit yet. But I'm really close, and the pan has clearly expanded on that one. Then yellow I finished off, I just talked about that. And the blue I've used 2 times, which isn't too bad. I do like it as kind of my transition color with cooler shades. So then I put on the blue first, then the dark brown for my Bourjois palette, and then maybe like a purpley shade on my lid, and it will give it, like the blue and the purple together actually turn a bit more like plummy, aubergine. Is that a color in English as well? I don't know. Purplish, so like a warm purple. So that works out quite okay together with like a lighter purple shade, like the one that's in my Pan eyeshadows, the Harlot shade from the Vice palette. So that is something that I've done twice, bringing me to a total of 8 uses on the blue. Not great, but still those 2 uses have expanded the pan, so that's something. Then here I had a pink shade, which I've used up a couple of months ago. And then we had the red shade here. This one I've used another 10 times as well over the last month, bringing me to a total of 42. When I see how much progress I've made in this one, because I used it 9 times to hit pan on it, which means there was no pan yet when I started it, 42 in total now, and I'm close to halfway. If I do focus in on that for the next 2 months, then I think I should be able to finish that one off without too many issues. So let's try and see if we can do that. So that one, I've used a total of 42, I said that. And then we've got the blush left. I used the blush 19 times over the last month. I think there were a few times where I used another blush for my whole collection project pan. But most of the times I've been using this one. 85 uses in total at the moment, still no pan. I was hoping to hit pan this time around because that would still give me some sort of hope that I could finish it off completely. Now I'm not very confident I will be able to finish that one off, but my full focus is going to go towards that blush. Hopefully I can hit pan by next time at least. So those are the 2 palettes that I have been working on. Let's quickly talk goals. Well, we're at the end of October, so if I want to finish off the dark brown shade, I'm going to have to use up half of what's left in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. Like, I'm making it flatter as well, so it's really hard to see how much progress I've really made, even for me just looking at it with the naked eye. So we'll find out if I can do that. And this one, hopefully I will be close to hitting some sort of pan on it by next time. Then, I haven't really thought about this too much yet. The shades that I have left in here, I definitely want to try and use these 2 together and see if I can make something out of that concoction. I want to use this one a little bit more, but I also want to make sure I don't forget to focus on the dark brown here, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Sometimes I do use them together, kind of the dark brown like really in the outer corner, and then the red a little bit more towards like the edge/middle of the eye. So depending on what other shades I'm gonna pull in, maybe that's a possibility. Also the green shade I want to try and make some nice progress on still, because like these 2, like the dark red and the green, are the ones that I have still most hope for, that I might be able to finish them off by the end of the year. So yeah, these shades together are not like, none of them are like, oh, I would definitely use these 2 together on my eyes, like on my lid or whatever it is. The gray I probably won't be focusing on too much until I'm gonna have to roll in another dark shade, which is not gonna happen until the end of the year yet. So we're gonna have to figure that out and see what we're gonna end up with. But yeah, that is it for today. I don't know if my goals are very clear. I don't think I know very much what my goals are, but basically focus on the dark red and the green as much as I can while trying to make everything kind of work together. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye!